Good evening everyone and welcome to StudyIQ live session. जोटा आपन रही MCQ session for the OPSC Prelims coming in October and please share fast. चले okay done. Good evening Satru, Lucky, Sasmita, Sunita, everyone. So shall I start? Share it, right? Share कर दे बाकी मन को से तो so that the other will be also aware. Good evening Sumitra as well. चलो फिर ओके तो आज जो सेशन रहेगा टुडे सेशन इज बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट क्लाइमेटोलॉजी the MCQ. This would be the third GeoMC course. That means based the geomorphology in the last session we are having and the last two session, all right, that was based on geomorphology and we have discussed everything, that is most of the things has been covered that related to the geomorphology, and today's session will be dedicated for the climatology. We will have 30 questions, 30 odd questions are there. If it requires, then we will enhance in the next day, right? In the coming day we will have at least 15 or 20 more questions from the climates, because geomorphology, climatology and oceanography you will have at least 5 to 10 questions, right? Good evening Lipuns Adda. So you will have what 10 to 15 questions will be there. In geography overall you will have at least 15 questions. How much? 15 questions you will have in geography. If I divide the 15 questions, that means the majority of the question is going to comes from your world geography, then it comes to the Indian geography and Odisha geography. There would be 2-3 questions from the Odisha geography. So let's begin the session and the first question is before you. First question is before you. For those wants the people like आमर जो टेलीग्राम ग्रुप रही StudyIQ, इधर यू विल गेट द StudyIQ प्लेटफॉर्म्स रे आपण माने जाइकी जो टेलीग्राम चैनल अच्छी सेठी पाई पारे पीडीएफ्स जहाँ मु दउछि. अदरवाइज यू कैन आल्सो जॉइन माय पर्सनल टेलीग्राम चैनल that is Waste Mentor. That is what Waste Mentor. So you can also do there in Waste Mentor, right? So that means either जदि जो मन को दरकार, either you can join Waste Mentor or you have to join what StudyIQ. StudyIQ telegram channel join कले आपन को सेठी मिली जुओ. So now you guys have started giving the answer. The answer is coming. Satru is saying C. Sunita Baral is saying C. The first question हम देखो, that factor responsible for the uneven distribution of the insolations on the Earth's surface includes what? The angle of incidence of the solar rays, rotations of Earth, variations in the length of day and nights, in that is distance between the Earth and Sun. देखो try करो. Madhu Chanda also coming and joining me. Last केतेटा सेशन रे से भी जॉइन करि पर नथले शायद, है ना? आज सेशन को जॉइन करछन्थि. चलो फिर डेली जॉइन कर दियो तो मन को गोटे हेल्प हे जिवो, राइट? दैट मीन्स गोटे टाइप रो वन टाइप ऑफ गोटे रिवीजन हे जिवो तो मन को भी ये व्हाट एग्जैक्टली हैपनिंग एंड हाउ द थिंग्स नीड टू बी डन. चलो फिर देखिबा हम. चलो जीवा. तो सी जदि हम कहबा मेजॉरिटी क्वेश्चंस कहउछन्ते सी, दैट मीन्स हम जदि कहबा से फैक्टर रेस्पोंसिबल. द फैक्टर रेस्पोंसिबल जदि हम कहबा द एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस, दिस इज वेरी इंपोर्टेंट बिकॉज जदि मु देखो डिस्कस करिया पे गले तो हम डिस्कस करिया रे टाइम तो लागिवो ही लागिवो. But if you say the angle of जदि हम कहबा for example this is the earth surface, here we will have almost what? Perpendicular. The sun rays almost will have perpendicular and it will slanting like this. It will what? Slanting like this. and because of here would be more what I would say reflection. That means I would say that means more of albedo. So this region, the polar region, will have more of albedo, and that is why. So this one is correct. If one is correct, one is here, one is here, one is here. Then rotation of the earth ଯେତେବେଳେ rotate କରୁଛି କାରଣ ଯୋଉ tiltation ଅଛି and rotations ଅଛି ତାହେଲେ ସେ କହୁଛି responsible uneven distributions, right, insolation. ताले में रोटेशन को कौन गोटे फैक्टर्स नहीं परिबा कि रेवोल्यूशन एंड रोटेशन बोथ कुड बी फैक्टर्स, राइट, बोथ कुड बी फैक्टर्स, राइट. चलो फिर देन वेरिएशन ऑफ द डे एंड जो लेंथ टा तमर रही विथ द चेंज ऑफ सीजन, विथ द चेंज ऑफ व्हाट सीजन, जेमते कि नाउ as we are what approaching towards the winter, obviously I would say the length of the day is reducing. Let's say now today itself when it the 6 o'clock, I would say 6 p.m. On your watch, that means it's the night, or I would say evening descends, the evening what descends. And that is why this is also right, because when it comes to the hard summer in the month of April, May, June, you will have almost 13 to 14 hours of the day, but the night will reduce. But now the night length is what, the duration of the night is increasing, started to increase. So that is why. So all is the answer correct. So all would be the answer. Though this one is having very negligible effect, the distance between, obviously this would be also one of the factors, but uneven not. This is not uneven, but one of the factors हमें ताको माने की चलिबा, that would be correct, right. जदि देखो आंसर की रे दिया हिची, in the answer की different answer थाई परे, but you have to take this is also correct. चलो next session को जीवा. The heat budget of the earth depends on what? चलो आंसर देखो. यस, टेलीग्राम चैनल रे मथे मु लिंक देई देछि, पता नहीं लिंक टा कहीं जाउनी एते. कई जन शेयर कर दिए तो शायद बाकी मैंने जानी पारु नांती, आई थिंक. कोटा 3 नंबर ऑप्शन कि सस्मिता कोच डाउट रो अछि. जेतरा हमें हीट बजेट पढू ना अर्थ रा इंटीरियर सहित किछि नवा दवा नाही, सिंपल कथा. जो 2 नंबर आंसर, गुड इवनिंग लक्ष्मी शत्रु. सो 3 नंबर क्वेश्चन सहित किछि नवा दवा नाही. दैट मींस हीट बजेट कहा को नहीं की रेडिएशन, कंडक्शन, albedo, these are the things would be included into the radiations. When I say radiation, that is the heat budget of the earth. Like let's say here earth is like this, right. तो जेति कि तमरो हीट आसुची सन ठू, that means लगभग 37% is what reflected back from the cloud रू जदि हमें देखा reflected back हे जबो, राइट. ये सब तो हमें देखिथिले जो हीट बजेट रे तमे कहबो. देन 6% तो तमरो एमती स्कैटर्ड हे जबो, राइट. 17% एब्जॉर्ब हे जबो, राइट. जदि हमें कहबा तो 37% तमरो डायरेक्टली रिफ्लेक्ट बैक हे जो जोटा हमें क्लाउड रू. देन 17% एब्जॉर्ब हे जबो, तो साथ साथ 14. दैट मींस हमें कहबा 100 आस्तला, तो 100 टू माइनस हे गेले 37, then it would be 63, then 63 minus 17, right, that it would be 56, then minus 6, then it would be 50, right, it would be 50 like this. So that is how the calculation goes on, right. So that would be calculation goes on that, but it would not include the earth interior's conduction. It would be now fine. Okay, now fine. Okay, fine, fine. चलो फिर चलो now से कौन albedo is the highest in what? Snow, ice, cloud, ocean, desert, where? Albedo is higher in what? सबुठु अधिक कोठी रहिबो? पैडीफिल्ट मु सेटा कहितली क्लास रे जे बट एठी पैडीफिल्ट नाही ऑप्शन ना एठी तमर डेजर्ट अछि तो ऑब्वियसली सबुठु अधिक की करबो जदी अल्बेडो देखिबा हम दैट इज द व्हाट रिफ्लेक्शन तो अल्बेडो जदी हम देखिबा सबुठु अल्बेडो अधिक कोठी हेते फ्रेश स्नो जदी हम देखिबा जोटा तमर रहिछि जो फ्रेश स्नो रहिछि सबुठु अधिक देन इट कम्स टू द व्हाट आई विल से ओल्ड स्नो then it comes to ice then it will comes to what then it will comes to ice तो जदि आम देखिए सबुठ अधिक अल्बेडो तुम व्हाट इट वुड बी फ्रेश स्नो सबुठ अधिक फ्रेश स्नो देन खाली स्नो राइट जोटा ओल्ड स्नो अच्छी देन इट वुड बी आइस देन इट वुड बी क्लाउड देन इट वुड बी डेजर्ट राइट लाइक दिस सो दिस इज करेक्ट दिस वन इज करेक्ट दिस वन इज करेक्ट ओशन करिवो नाही ओशन टू अधिक करिवो तुमर पैडी फील्ड जदि आम कहबा पैटी जेतले पाची जाई थाए और मैनग्रोव कथा नहीं जा मैनग्रोव ऑल्सो बहुत सारा रिफ्लेक्ट कराए बट ओशन एते रिफ्लेक्ट करे नाही सो दैट इज व्हाई जदि तमे कहबो हायर इन आमे ए तीनटार सबुठो अधिक कहबा दिस इज नॉट हाई दिस इज लो दिस वुड बी व्हाट लो तो सिंपल आई वुड से लो एंड दैट इज व्हाई the 3 got cancelled and A will be the answer right A will be answer हाँ ठीक अच्छे जदि सेक्वेन्स रे करिवो अच्छा जदि एटा को सेक्वेन्स रे करिवो देन दिस वुड बी राइट आंसर जदि एटा हमें सेक्वेन्स रे करिवो तल तीनटा को लास्ट कर दियो जदि तमे आको सेक्वेन्स रे करिया पई चाहूचो देन डू वन थिंग 1 then it would be 2 then 3 or 4 sorry then it comes 4 and 3 लास्ट कर दियो एमती कर दियो जदि मु एटा को ऑप्शन एठी पुट कर दियो देन करेक्ट हेइजबो जदि सीक्वेंस रे करिवो सो फर्स्ट देन सेकंड देन थर्ड देन लास्ट एटा भी हम करि परिवो सीक्वेंस रे जदि करिवो एटा कर दियो जे तुम सीक्वेंस रे करिवो सो देन यू कैन डू इट एटा सीक्वेंस रे हेइजबो जे तुमको सीक्वेंस रे करिवो आंसर इट वुड बी लाइक दिस अल्बेडो बुझी पारछ डायरेक्ट रिफ्लेक्शन अच्छा मु गोटे तुमको ऑप्शन दउची राइट एबे मु गोटे ऑप्शन दउची मते एठू ए क्वेश्चन रो गोटे आंसर दियो in the month of March which region of India will have maximum albedo option 1 Odisha's Bhitarkanika option 2 Kutch region option 3 Bay of Bengal option 4 Sundarban which region will have Jai Jagannath Sikha good evening my lifestyles and fashion ये मते कुओ in the month of March which region of India will have maximum albedo ओडिशार भितरकनिका Kutch region of Gujarat Bay of Bengal Sundarban आउरी जदि मु गोटे ऐड करिबी आउ गोटे ऐड करूची पैडी फील्ड ऑफ पंजाब, paddy field of Punjab. Now you have to answer. Paddy field of Punjab. Whether A, B, C, D, E कोट आंसर हम देखिए भाई कौन दिमाग लगाऊच. In the month of March, which region of India will have maximum albedo? Whether Bhitarkanika Odisha, Kutch region, Bay of Bengal, Sundarban and the paddy field of Punjab. कोठी albedo अधिक रहिबो. हाँ तो आंसर जदि देखिबा शत्रुजीत कहूची ई हबो. अच्छा बाकी मैंने ट्राई करो. paddy field Punjab, Sunita कहूची paddy field Punjab, but answer would be what? This will be your answer. Answer would be what? B, Kutch region. Why? Because Kutch is a what? Desert area. This one is what? Desert area. And being a desert, and this is not only desert, this is white desert. This is what? White desert. As this one is the white desert because of salt. So there would be high rate of albedo. What? High rate of albedo. So answer would be what? Kutch, because Kutch is famous for what? White desert. Aku kon kaje? White desert, and white means what? More reflection, more albedo. Okay, so that would be answer. चलो फिर next. अब समझ में आया? हाँ तो टिके दिमाग लो गई हो ना. The factor influencing the lapse rate includes what? यूपीएससी दी तीन थर क्वेश्चन पचार कच्छ को नहीं की राइट. इवन कालीर पेपर जदि तुम मैंने देखो शायद आजिर पेपर जो लाइन दिखाई लाइन केते लाइन मरी लास्ट केते वर्ष रे हमको बहुत सारा लाइन्स मरी जाइए सेटा गोटे कॉज ऑफ कंसर्न राइट. चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. द फैक्टर इन्फ्लुएंसिंग द लैप्स रेट. लैप्स रेट कहले नॉर्मल लैप्स रेट. दैट मीन्स वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट नॉर्मल लैप्स रेट. चलो देखो फोर्थ नंबर शुभंकर बी कौची affecting. शुभंकर बी, सुमित्रा सॉरी लिपुन कौची 4A. My lifestyle is saying B, Satru is saying A. Normal lapse rate कथा समझते जानो. I am talking about what? Normal lapse rate. I am talking about normal lapse rate NLR. जहाँ को हमें कौन को normal lapse rate NLR. What? Normal lapse rate रे कौन हिता है? जितना हमें per 1000 meter, in every 1000 meter the temperature will reduce 6.5 degrees Celsius or 1 kilometer ऊपर को गले in altitude. As you move in altitude 1 kilometer, the temperature will reduce by what? 6.5 degrees Celsius. So this is the normal lapse rate. But normal lapse rate mu तुमको कही the heating of the atmosphere that is largely depends on the radiations, and that is the radiation of earth. That is the what? Radiation of earth, and that is why you have to stick and you have to identify. Sujata Pradhan coach all. Satru is saying A. Let's see what will be the answer. So answer is that ozone hitting taku samaste koruchunde, and that would be the answer. That means right, all would be the answer. What? All will be the answer. So fourth jodi ame dekhiba ozone atmosphere ko madhe impact koruchi, and that would be all will be the answer. So Sujata has given right answer. Sasmita, Sujata, Sumitra, My Lifestyles, Shubhokant, right, they have given correct answer. So it's about the correct one is all. It's about all applied based questions, and you have to go for the all. Right, it's about applied based questions and you have to go for all. Right, so this is what? Applied. मो बहुत थर कही ये कॉन्सेप्ट कि अप्लाइड क्वेश्चंस, दिस वन इज अ व्हाट अप्लाइड क्वेश्चंस केमिति देख नाउ तुम कहो सर केमिति हाउ प्रूफ इट्स लेट्स से दिस वन इज द सरफेस where we are living on the surface. As I move from the surface to the altitude, the temperature will reduce by 6.5 degrees Celsius in every 1000 meter or 1 kilometer. Why? Because the source of heat is what? Your surface मु बहुत थर कही atmosphere को जो maximum heat मिले that is from the surface that in terms of what? That is, I would say, radiation, long waves. That atmosphere, the GAG presence over there, they will capture the long waves, and that is why if it moves from the surface to the altitudes, as it increases, the temperature will decrease, which is correct. This one is correct. Now the moisture, if a region will have more moisture, obviously that will contain heat, because within that vapor there would be latent heat of evaporation. So these vapors are what? Having latent heat of evaporation. So heat also there. Vertical convection of the currents, right? The circulation, atmospheric circulation, vertical convection, correct, is correct. Ozone O3 that traps the heat, ये heat को traps करे, so that is why everything would be correct. Let's move on. Questions number 5. Terrestrial radiation, yes, correct. Terrestrial radiation, right? Chalo. Then as for my 5th number question, condition favoring for the temperature inversion. चलो ये देखो बहुत आराम से पढ़ाई तुम मन को बहुत बढ़िया से पढ़ाई टेम्परेचर इन्वर्जन मु बहुत टाइप रो कही ग्राउंड इन्वर्जन, एटमॉस्फेरिक इन्वर्जन, फ्रंटल इन्वर्जन, वैली इन्वर्जन, विंटर नाइट इन्वर्जन, डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ इन्वर्जन मु पढ़ी की रखी ऑलरेडी, एंड शायद तुम मैंने भी पढ़ी थी जो मैंने सेशन को अटेंड करी राइट. टेम्परेचर इन्वर्जन चलो ये देखिले ही जना पड़ी जीवो. It's a long winter night, clear sky, calm air, high moisture content. देखो तमे कॉपी खोली दियो ये जो जदि देखिबो मु कहबी जो सस्मिता जो अछि से जो आंसर दउनी कि तार कॉपी रे पचारो ये सब अछि कि नाही, जहा जहा पॉइंट्स एठी अछि ता कॉपी रो अछि कि नाही से निजे ही कहबो कि वेदर पढ़ा हिचे कि नाही, है ना. टाइप्स मध्य को आ जाय छै. ओके चल देखिबा. Then what is the temperature inversion? Temperature inversion is just opposite to NLR. NLR जोटा तुम रही that is opposite. That means temperature inversion रो meaning कौन? जेतरा हमें साधारणतः देखुचे as we move from here to the altitude, साधारणतः NLR कहले कौन? Normal left side कौन? -6.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस हम देखुଥିଲେ. ऊपर को गले टेम्परेचर कौन होची? कम होची ना. ताले टेम्परेचर इन्वर्जन रो उल्टा, as you move off, the temperature will be also increase. Yes, the temperature will also increase. Good evening मधुली. बाकी मन को पढ़ाई राइट, जो मैंने ऑप्शनल भी पढ़ी थो से मैंने मध्य जानी थो, and I believe कि everybody those who are joining the session they all are the serious candidate going to appear. How many of you are going to appear this time prelims or all? Everyone. चलो, so high moisture content is not required. We need what? Dry kind of air. So high moisture is not required. बाकी तीनटा तमरो ठीक अछि. If I go to the options 1 2 3 4 would not be option. 4 will be cancelled. काहे कि because if there would be more moisture then atmosphere heating will be there. एक मिनट हाई कंटेंट समझते जाऊँ ना, ठीक अच्छे. Yes, so that would be 4 हबन. ठीक अच्छे. The answer would be 1 2 and 3. हाँ सेटा ठीक अच्छे ना. तो ये is the correct answer. Yes, A is the correct answer. कारण देखो एटा रहले ना ये हीट को ऑब्जर्व कर देबो, ये हीट को ऑब्जर्व कर देबो तणु एटा हमको दरकार ड्राई एयर. वी नीड व्हाट? ड्राई एयर. ध्यान से मनको वी नीड व्हाट? ड्राई एयर. क्लियर स्काई दरकार स्टेबल कंडीशन एठी तुमको जदि मु आउ गोटे पॉइंट ऐड कर देबे ना लो प्रेशर ना वी नीड हाई प्रेशर एटमॉस्फेरिक स्टेबिलिटी जदि मु एठी आउ गोटे पॉइंट ऐड करे पे चेष्टा करू दैट वुड बी एटमॉस्फेरिक स्टेबिलिटी wind speed would be low and that is why calm air condition otherwise there would be convergence of air mass and the convergence of air mass would not lead एबे जो winter आसुची ना तुमको आगु को there would be inversions आउ से inversion तमे जानिबो केमती inversion होउची कुहुडी देखिबो जेमती संजय हेई आसीबो as the night descends in the evening as the evening descends you will see जाको कहन के गोधूली जो गोधूली टाइम रे देखिबो धीरे धीरे देखिबो ग्राउंड रु टिके ऊपर गोटे लेयर ऑफ मॉइस्चर टाइप रे देखा जिवो टिके काकर भलिया देखा जिवो एंड दैट इज ओके चलो फिर नाउ कम्स टू दिस intertropical convergence zones ITCZ otherwise if you are moving to the valley regions October मास रे जदि के Himalayan state को बुलिया पे जाउ so you can also experience the inversions valley inversion there सेठी तुमको valley inversion देखा जिवो next the intertropical convergence zones ITCZ influenced by what चलो 6 number six number all coachy Satru my lifestyle B Sasmita C Sunita B बाकी मन देखो लिपुन कोची B 6 number B okay the ITCZ कौन meeting of two trade winds it's a what meeting of two trade winds the ITCZ जदि तुम माने देखिबो this is simple that meeting of two trade winds that is your what southeast trade wind and northeast trade wind they will meet together to form the ITCZ itself a what low pressure itself a what low pressure itself a low pressure ये कौन करते हैं shift होते हैं ITCZ is a low pressure that shifts according to the apparent movement of the sun and that is why correct ITCZ now shifting towards the southern hemisphere let's say if this one is 0 degree equator ITCZ moves from 23 to 23 of the both hemisphere in the monsoon when monsoon happens the ITCZ moves over India ITCZ समस्त मन रखो as the sun is now here sun is close to here sun is close to equator now then sun will moves to here that is a topic of आमे कहबा कोन Capricorn so that ITCZ will also move to here पुनी sun जेतरा एठी आसो ITCZ also moves to the northern hemisphere ITCZ रो movement जोगु ही हमर monsoon हेई था and that is the air mass theory जागु देथिले कि flown जागु के देथिले flown and that air mass theory given by what flown is also because of the what ICT that is the movement of ITCZ or the air mass concept and the air direction of the air the orientation of the air mass is being set through the Coriolis force this one and all are the correct so all is the correct answer next subtropical high pressure the horse latitudes are characterized by what the horse latitudes we are talking about subtropical high pressure this is the descendings of air current calm wind the aridity in the adjoining regions maximums cyclonic activities This is talking, we are talking about subtropical high pressure or horse latitude. Only concept clarity रहिले आराम से कहि परिबो. Concept, we need concept clarity. What? Subtropical high pressure. This is equator. This would be your subtropical high pressure. This would be your 23 and half. 23 and half. This is 0 degree. Right. So what will happens to this latitude? This is horse latitude. This one is horse latitude. This one is horse latitude. Sikha Oja is saying A. Sasmita is saying A. This is horse latitudes or Tropic of Cancer. You can say Capricorn. Right. Now see. And here you everyone aware of that. Here is Hadley cell. Here is Ferrel cell. Here is polar cell. Right. 3 cells are there. What? 3 cells are there. As the 3 cells are there, obviously the air will descend here. As the air ascend here, it will descend here. As it descends, so there would be descending, correct. Calm air is correct. Aridity is correct. Maximum cyclonic, no, this is anticyclonic. This is what? Anticyclonic means high pressure. When it comes to the high pressure, this region will have what? High pressure. We are talking about the region is high pressure. How it could be cyclonic? As we have been talking about what the region is having cyclonics. Then as we have been advocating and talking about the, it's about descending. Wherever air descend, it makes the high pressure. Wherever air ascend, that makes the region low pressure. ध्यान से रखो, जोठी air ascend करे, as the air ascend here, it's a low pressure. That is why this is low pressure. जोठी air descend करिवा, air moves and descend high pressure. Air moves and descend high pressure. Air moves and descends. That is why polar also having high pressure. This is the part of tricellular circulation, or we are talking about what? Meridian circulation of the atmosphere. This part is what? Meridian circulation of atmosphere. There is 3 type of atmospheric circulation: meridian circulation, zonal circulation, and local circulation. Convective currents may happens there. Okay, so that is why, so that would not be there. 1 2 3, A will be the correct answer. बहुत बढ़िया आंसर देछ तुम माने. जोटी डिफिकल्टीज होचे किछ नहीं पचारा, you can ask me, right? The permanent wind system on the earth includes what? Permanent wind system. That means we are talking about primary winds. We are talking about what? Primary winds. So the wind map, everybody is aware of that, the wind map, right? They remove wind map of the world, the wind pattern, I would say. Better to say the wind pattern. If I draw the wind pattern, it would be looks like that. How it will looks like? See how it will looks like. This is the wind pattern. Right. Answer देखिबा में कोन आसुछि तमरो एबे. Now you can see and answer me. एबे त आंसर देई परिबो. ना देई परिबो एबे. Now you can answer me. Everyone. एबे आंसर तो देई परिबो. ना आउरी लिखिबी ना कोन? हां? Do you think that I should go more explanation? This is what? Polar easterly. This one is what? Polar easterly. This one is westerly. This one is what? Southeast trade wind. This one is your northeast trade wind. This one is your westerly. And this westerly also called as like roaring 40s, furious 50s, and the serious sinkings is different latitude, as this is the speed increases because of the less friction. Everybody aware of that fact. And this one with the cold one. This one is what? Cold one, right? So that means this is nowhere, monsoon nowhere there. So these are the winds that we talked about. All are the primary winds. They are what? Primary winds. They are also called as the global winds. So there is no mention of the monsoon in this particular diagrams. As the monsoon is not there, so this is also not the answer. So cancel the option 2, cancel the option 2. So your A will be the answer. Monsoon is what? Secondary wind system. It's a what? Then it's a secondary wind system. And the like Lu, like your Lu, Kala Baisakhi, they are tertiary or the third kind of wind. So there are three types of wind: primary wind, secondary wind, tertiary wind. So monsoon is a secondary wind system or the seasonal wind system. Lu, Kala Baisakhi, all these the local winds jete tame shunicho, Mistral katha nei jo, Chinook katha nei jo, Jonda katha nei jo, Buran katha nei jo, Karaburan katha nei jo, Samal katha nei jo, Brick feeder katha nei jo. All these winds, they are the tertiary wind. They are the third category of wind. Done. Next. सबको समझ में आ रहा है? All are tertiary. Next. Raspberry waves. चलो. So answer jodi dekhiba. 9 number question. Everybody is going for the D. Satru is going for D. Sakti is Subhakant is going for the D. Satru is saying all polar jet stream is there. Everybody is going for the D. But I don't think formation of the cyclones in tropics, right? These things. What which cyclones is talking about? Tropics region does not forms in tropics. It forms in temperate region, right? I think you guys picked the wrong one. But why? Because this statements, I think nobody has analyzed these ones, right? You need to have analyzed this one, the formation of the cyclones in tropics. It's not tropics, it's a temperate region. It's not tropics. Everybody is running after the rushing after D. Why rushing after D? Is it the formation of the cyclones happens in the tropical region? No. It happens where? In the temperate region. That temperate cyclones will form. This is not, we are talking about Rossby waves is not associated with the tropical cyclones. Is it fine to all? Is it associated? भाई हमने तो नहीं पढ़ाया कभी. Did I? No. Did I? No. So what? So that means you have to pick this one. So this is tropics. This one is what? Temperate region. This happens where? Mid latitude. This happens. This raspy waves is happens where? That is, I would say, at with mid latitude. This would be your mid latitude, and this is associated with temperate cyclone. This one associated with what? Temperate cyclone, extratropical cyclones, or I would say extratropical cyclone. But here they have mentioned, and here it is mentioned like the tropical cyclones. Like what? So that is why this would not be, or let's say the tropical word is not written, but by assumes we can see that they are talking about the what's low latitude. We are talking about high latitudes. Not read properly, right? That is why. So got confused. Why? Because you have not gone through the statements correctly, and that is why this one is wrong and rest is answer. Right? And the Raspberry waves, whether the jet stream, all jet stream will be Raspberry wave? No, only Raspberry waves what? when your jet stream will start meandering, that time it would be called as the Raspberry wave. ध्यान से मन रखो तीन प्रकार jet stream अच्छी गोटे हला तमरो polar jet stream, one is your polar jet stream, one is your what subtropical jet stream, one is your what easterly jet stream, another one is the polar night jet stream. So there are 4 type of jet streams are there, but which jet stream is called as polar jet stream is called as Raspberry wave. Not all these jet stream. There is polar jet stream, subtropical jet stream, easterly jet stream and polar night jet stream. But सबू jet stream को हमें Raspberry wave कहबा नहीं, only polar jet stream को कहबा, से भी पुनी वर्ष सारा हुए नहीं. When polar jet stream started to meander like the river, that time it would be called as Raspberry wave, which was discovered by Raspberry. Yes, polar vortex is one of the region, right? Then cold ocean, वो तेरी ocean current आ गया. Okay, चलो फिर. Actually, I thought it will have climate. Okay, चलो next. Let's see. Do it. Next one. It's a easy one, right? Anyone can pick this one. This one is pretty easy ones. The comparatively other questions we have done tonight. That means the evening, I said today's evening. So this 10 number question is pretty good, and comparatively this one is based on mapping one. Basically this one is a mapping one type of questions. If anybody has having the idea of a little bit of idea where which ocean current prevails, and he or she can easily pick out. Comfortable everybody with my English, or I will go for the Odia? I believe so you guys are comfortable enough, right? No issue to all? Any kind of challenges? No issue, right? I believe so. Comfortable everyone? So it's been what? So I am not going to draw all kind of the ocean currents wherever and what kind of ocean current prevails across the world, right, in the ocean. So because that will take time as well, because if I start drawing the map for the every questions explaining, that will consume the time. Okay, cold one is, which one is cold? If I say Benguela, where is exactly lies? It's a Crucio, it's a not Crucio, it's a Voyacio. It's a what? Voyacio. Had it be Voyacio, then that could have been the answer. Answer could have been, but it is one correct, this one is correct. So 3 got wrong, 3 got wrong, 3 got wrong. A was the correct answer. Yes, correct. So right answer is 1. This one, the Crucio current, also called as the Japan current. But if I draw a simple map here, let's say I am coming to Australia, right? This one is little Australia, and let's say Japan is here. Japan is largely consist of what? 4 islands. They are what? 4 islands: Hokkaido, Honshu, Shikyu and Kyushu. And the current, ocean current, it starts and moves like this. This is called as what? And this is the tropical water. As the water starts from here to here, this is Crucio one. And the Voyacio comes from like here. Voyacio comes, and this is the meeting place of east of Japan, where the Voyacio is a cold one, which is coming from the, what I would say, from the polar, that means you may say Bering Sea, close to the Bering Sea, right? And Labrador Benguela is close to your Africa, that means South Africa. Labrador will be Canada, and Canary is west of Africa. So that means there would be 2 current close to the African continent. So you have to remember that one. So go through the world map, that will help you. If I draw the Africa map, right? Just a minute. If I draw the Africa map, let's say this one is Africa map, and here is the cold current. Here is Benguela cold current. So this one is here, and here is your Canary cold current. This one is here, right? And here is the warm current, Guiana current. The warm current here is Guiana warm current. Another current, Somalian cold current, but here is warm current, Mozambique warm current. So these are the current surrounding the Africa. Mozambique current, here is Mozambique current. Done. Let's see the next one. चलो फिर next one देखो. El Nino is associated with what? We are having 30 questions. Do fast. 30 question guys. We are having 30 questions. We are just, matlab, 1/3 of the question is done. The rest 2/3 is lies. El Nino, warming of the East Pacific Ocean, collapse of upwelling. That means what? Collapse of upwelling Peru, weakening the trade winds, intensification of the Indian monsoons. Now the answer would be pretty easy. Sikha is saying A, rest 11 Satru is saying A, my lifestyle A. बहुत बढ़िया आंसर दो छो, my lifestyle, Satru, Sasmita, Subhokant. These guys are doing pretty good job. अब बहुत आंसर एंड accuracy भी बहुत बढ़िया अच्छी तमन्ना great great बहुत बढ़िया. Yes, so answer would be what? A, intensification of monsoon, no, that will affect Olta Hijwo. El Nino, what impacts the Indian monsoon? The year, any year, let's say El Nino, but whenever the El Nino will be there, that means your Indian monsoon will, there would be no intensification, there would be a deficit monsoon will happens in the Indian subcontinent. What? Over what I would say? Over the Indian subcontinent, that the intensity of rainfall will reduce, not it will increase, and that is why rest of the things are correct. Here, collapse of upwelling of Peru means what? Because this upwelling of water that happens during the time of La Nina phase. When the El Nino comes, that upwelling will collapse. That will be stopped. That would be stopped. And 2 to 5 years that happens in every 2 to 5 years, right? But 3 to 5 years you may. That will have negative impact, as Sujata is mentioned there. It will have what? Negative impact. So that is the right answer, right? So that would be the right answer. So that is why, so fourth got wrong. Next, La Nina. One questions more from La Nina, because El Nino we have done it. So there would be another questions from the La Nina. So you have to pick the La Nina conditions. Easy one. टिके ध्यान से पढ़िले ही जबो. Have patience, go through calm and cool, then you can do it. तो जना तो पड़ी होची ना, बाकी आंसर शत्रु ये कोची आंसर यही हबो. देखो एडी कहछि स्ट्रेंथन, तो ऑब्वियसली एलिनो रो उल्टा हबो लालिना, स्ट्रेंथन करिवो ये सेंट्रल ईस्टिंग ये ठीक अछि. एडा त हम देखि सप्रेशन केमति हबो, दैट विल एनहांस द मॉनसून. एटा गलत हे जाइछि, तो एटा 4 टा रंग अछि, 1 2 3 नॉट सप्रेस. बहुत बढ़िया. Necessary condition for the tropical cyclones. थर्टीन नंबर इजी अच्छी. देख देख ये गोटे भी पॉइंट एठी मु जो नोट्स डाकी चीज शुभकांत हे जो कि तमर सस्मिता हे जो ये समस्ते किंबा व्हाट आई वुड से शिखा शायद, I don't know Sika whether she used to be my student or not. Satru hi jau. So you just go through your cyclone note that I dictated. Every point is there. Every point. None of the points is not out. Every point is there. बाकी मैंने देखो जार जहाँ अच्छी कवर करो फटाफट. and obviously we need what temperature more than what 27 degrees Celsius, sufficient Coriolis force darkar, and weak vertical shear force. This is very important. It is strong bilkul visible. If there would be strong vertical shear force, no, that would not help for the formation of strengthening of the tropical cyclones or the formation of the vertical thickness of the clouds. So that is why all would be the answer. They are the paid student, yes. The eyes of the tropical cyclone is characterized by what? The eyes of tropical cyclone is characterized by what? Is a calm wind, descending air, low temperature, heavy precipitations. Is height I was discussing ये तो एबे पढ़ा भी है. Even I was having also offline classes just yesterday it ही पढ़ी थी tropical cyclones, and today I was going through monsoon chapter. They are in offline classes, right? And the offline classes I was going through the monsoon today and the different theories of the monsoon or the pattern, changing pattern of monsoon I was going through. So this is only the last day that I talked to in the offline session. It's a great one, right? Easy one, you guys can. And I would insist that everybody should at least go through that NCERT geography, right? That NCERT geography, you should go through that NCERT geography. You have to do that, right? चले हेजिबो ना. The heavy precipitation would not be there. There would be no precipitation. 4 got cancelled. So 1 2 3 is the answer. कहीं 1 2 3 नहीं ना कोनो अच्छी तो हाँ अच्छी अच्छी yes. Yes, 1 2 3. So there would be no. Next 15. एटा जदि मु बुझेइ एटा बुझेइ देबी टिके एटा टिके बुझेइ दउछि हैला टिके बुझेइ दउछि तमनो. What happened, see the eye अर्थात what? So the eye of tropical cyclone जहाँ को हम कहूँ eye of the tropical cyclones, that eye will be by the closed by eye wall. एठी कोन अछि तमरो eye wall. This one is eye wall, right? And from here if I move to ataf, this is how tropical cyclones जदि हम कहबा, the air descend from here. Kahinki? Because this is low pressure. एठी air pressure केते थाए in the eye. Generally the eye pressure will be 90 MB. What generally the eye pressure would be? तो जेतले हमें eye रू बाहर को जिबा as a right, this is how the pressure will increase. So here would be 90, then 100, then 110, 120 MB, all will be. So this is how pressure increases, and that is the mean. So that is why this statement is correct. Descending air, तो air एठी कोन करूची descend करूची, and that is why this statement is correct. Calm wind, मु कहिची जोठी wind descend करे that condition will be calm. आउ टिके पूर्वर हमें हॉर्स लैटिट्यूड पढ़िथिले. कोन पढ़िथिले? हॉर्स लैटिट्यूड. सेथे हमें कहिथिले कि एयर जोठी descend करे सेटा calm थाए, जोठी एयर ascend करे सेटा कोन थाए? Violent थाए, and that is why this is correct. But मु एक कथा कहिथली जोठी एयर डिसेंड करे सेठी वर्षा हुए नाही, जोठी एयर असेंड करे सेठी वर्षा हुए. आज सो दैट इज व्हाई आई वॉल विल हैव रेनफॉल. ध्यान से सुनबो एक कथा, आई वॉल रे रेनफॉल हबो किंतु इस आई रे वर्षा हबो नाही. एंड दिस इज आल्सो क्लाउड फ्री. जदि मु एठी आउ गोटे पॉइंट लिखिबी क्लाउड फ्री, एस इट वुड बी आल्सो करेक्ट. चलो नेक्स्ट. The features of Mediterranean climates includes the summer drought, winter rainfall, evergreen natural vegetation, cyclonic disturbances in the winters. Try karo, hijibo, try it. Köppen climate is a CS type of climate, बहुत बढ़िया. So that means this would be correct. Evergreen कोठु आसीबो? There would be no evergreen. Evergreen अर्थात कोन वर्ष सारा वर्षा हेले evergreen हबो. वर्ष सारा जोठी वर्षा हबो सेठी evergreen हबो, नले हबो नै. But temperate region बामे ए region रे कहिबा only winter rainfall ही थाए. केतल ही थाए rainfall winter रे. If the winter rainfall is happening, there is no summer rainfall, then how the natural evergreen or the natural evergreen forest will grow? So that will be wrong. Köppen, जदि आमे Köppen climatic classification देखिबा, it's a CS type of climate. It's a what? CS type of climate. It's a what? CS type of climate. एठी तुमको देखा जो डेसिडस. What? डेसिडस. कौन देखा जो? And thorny. And कौन? Thorny. And what? Thorny. Decidus and thorny. चले नेक्स्ट. एठी तमरो हॉर्टिकल्चर हबो जेते तमरो बट फ्रूट्स जेते रहिछि सिट्रस फ्रूट्स जेते रहिछि से टाइप रो फ्लोरिकल्चर हे परिबो हॉर्टिकल्चर से परिबो. मेडिटेरियन टाइप ऑफ क्लाइमेट दुनिया रे केउठी केउठी देखा जाय ए कथा जानिछो ना जाननो. Apart Mediterranean type of climates generally found in the western margin of the continent in the mid latitudes, particularly I would say from it would be 25 to 35 or 40, that would be there. 25 starting from 25 it would be maximum of to 35, that would be the latitudes, right? 40 maximum. ये कोठी देखा जो तमरा ये जो मेडिटेरियन टाइप ऑफ क्लाइमेट ना ये कोठी देखा जो मेडिटेरियन सी रे देखा जो द वेस्टर्न कोस्ट ऑफ साउथ अफ्रिका रे देखा जो वेस्टर्न कोस्ट ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया रे देखा जो देन पेरू चिले कोस्ट रे देखा जो that would be there. It's not Peru, it's a Chile coast. Then it will be California. आउ कोठी देखा जो California. number. The monsoon climate is characterized by seasonal reversal of the wind, concentration of the rainfalls in the few months, high diurnal range of temperature, diurnal range से कोई छे, and influence of ITCZ. हमें देखी छे influence of ITCZ. हमें already a question session रे देखी थले कि how this region is being influenced by the ITCZ. And the seasonal, there would be reversal of the wind. Obviously हमें जानते हैं कि monsoon is what reversal of the wind pattern. Concentration of the rainfalls in the few months, obviously that is also correct, but whether it's a high diurnal range of temperature happens. And New Zealand भी देखा जाबो, no doubt there will have New Zealand also. Diurnal रहबो ना, high annual temperature रहबो. Yes, Sasmita, correct. It would be high annual temperature, not diurnal. Diurnal ta less रहबो. आर meaning कोन? This one is wrong. Range of temperature meaning कोन? जेतला हम कहूचे range of temperature, when I say range of temperature, that would be two types. either that could be daily range of temperature or that could be seasonal range of temperature. So when I say जेमती तमे भाबो केरला कथा नहीं जाओ, अच्छा केरला रे मॉनसून होउची ना होनी, केरला रे मॉनसून होउची, केरला रे दिन रे टेम्परेचर भाबो 30 डिग्री, राति रे केते रहबो 29 डिग्री, नहले राति रे भी 30 डिग्री, तो लगभग समान ना. ताले आमे कहिबा रेंज ऑफ टेम्परेचर गोटे डायरनल एठी लिखा है ना, डायरनल रेंज ऑफ टेम्परेचर अर्थात दिनर टेम्परेचर गोटे दिनर हाईएस्ट टेम्परेचर 2 pm रे रेकॉर्ड करा जाए, लोएस्ट टेम्परेचर 4 am रे रेकॉर्ड करा जाए, दीटार डिफरेंस को कहा जाए डायरनल टेम्परेचर. खत्म. डायरनल टेम्परेचर कौन कह जाए, गोटे दिनर टेम्परेचर. मु कहली दिनर हाईएस्ट टेम्परेचर 2 pm, दिनर लोएस्ट टेम्परेचर 4 am. ताले एई दीटा को सपोज भाव दिन दीटा रे केरला रे टेम्परेचर अछि 30, सकाळे देखिले हमें 29, तो डिफरेंस केते ओनली 1 डिग्री. ताले एठी हाई डायरनल रेंज केमती हला, एटा तो लो हे गला. हाँ हाड इट बी डेजर्ट जेदी एटा भाव अफगानिस्तान हे थांता, किंबा आमे कहबा राजस्थान कथा नहीं जाओ, लद्दाख कथा नहीं जाओ, लद्दाख रे राति रे तो पूरा बहुत टेम्परेचर कमी जीवो, राइट. एंड दैट इज व्हाई. बट ताले इंडिया रे कोन हबो, seasonal variation temperature will be more rather than daily variation of temperature. Correct? Is it fine to all? Next, hardless cell circulation influence what? बहुत बढ़िया बढ़िया क्वेश्चन देखो दिया है तमन को. All are the good questions. Trade wind, subtropical desert, equatorial low pressure belts, polar front. बाकी मैंने अरे ट्राई करो तो भूल हमारे कौन अच्छी, भूल हेले ही तो मनुष्य शिखिबो. ट्राई इट. बाकी मैंने समस्ते आंसर दवा भूल स्टॉप करदेल ना कौन सी सुनीता दूची, सस्मिता दूची, सुमित्रा, शत्रुजित, लक्ष्मी, माय लाइफ एंड शुभकांत. बाकी मैंने कहीं दौन. ट्राई इट. टेलीग्राम चैनल मु बारंबार कही को ओएस मेंटर टेलीग्राम चैनल जॉइन करो, बहुत सारा मु कंटेंट दूची प्रत्येक दिन. पर्सनली आई एम doing the things right, बहुत सारा जिनसे तमन को दिया जाउची. Go through that one, right? OS mentor, and let the other to know also about that channel. What OS mentor telegram channel. We will have daily current affair वगैरह तुमको मिली जाउची, पेपर मिली जाउची तुमको, right? कौन OS mentor, this one. हाँ आंसर देखो. yes silver answer would be तो पोलार फ्रंट को तो करबनी ना, तो दैट इज रॉन्ग आंसर. कहना तमे जे तीनटा सेल को ड्रॉ कर दो फटाफट, जदी हमें सेल ड्रॉ कर देबा, इफ आई ड्रॉ द 3 सेल्स क्विकली, then what will happens? Let's say this is your earth, right? And here would be the 3 cells, जो तीनटा सेल, this would be the cell, this will be cell, this will be another cell. तो एठी तो पोलार तो एठी रहइबो ना. how this will affect? एटा हला हार्डलेस सेल, this would be feral cell, this would be polar cell. तीनटा हार्डलेस सेल, फेराल सेल, पोलार सेल. तो से एठी ऑप्शन रे देजी पोलार फ्रंट ना, पोलार फ्रंट को फेराल सेल अफेक्ट करिवो, नॉट हार्डलेस सेल. लोकल विंड्स. yes right शुभकांत. चलो लोकल विंड्स आउटे पूर्व कहूली लोकल विंड्स किए किए आसूची, तो 8 इजी क्वेश्चन आ किसी हो पारबनी. This is so easy question. Yes, jet stream केमती हबो? Jet stream is कहली ना, jet stream is a global wind. Jet stream is not a local wind, right? So that is why ये चिनुक तमरा यूएसए रे देखा जो, मिस्ट्रेल फ्रांस रे देखा जो, फोन स्विट्जरलैंड रे देखा जो, बस ये फोन को कौन कहा जाए? आइस हीटर कहा जाए स्विट्जरलैंड रे देखा जो, चिनुक को आइस हीटर कहा जाए, मिस्ट्रेल इज ए सीवियर कोल्ड फ्रांस रे देखा जो, खत्म. नेक्स्ट, नेचुरल ग्रीन हाउस गैसेस इंक्लूड्स व्हाट? जेट स्ट्रीम को हमें जियोस्ट्रॉपिक भी कहि परिबा, व्हेन इट वुड बी पैरेलल विथ व्हाट लैटिट्यूड, सेतला हमें कहि परिबा. को रिलीज फोर्स जेतल ताको बैलेंस कर देबो, दैट टाइम इट वुड बी व्हाट geostrophic, otherwise rest of the season it would be called as just simple, I would say, the jet stream, right? Next one, move on fast. This one is easy one, so hope everybody is comfortable. Water vapor, methane, carbon dioxide, ozone. देखो ओजोन तो एमती अपर एटमॉस्फेयर अच्छी, एंड मीथेन तुम वेटलैंड रू प्रोड्यूस हो. वाटर अपने आप आसो, वोल्कानिक एरप्शन हेले आसबनी कि? देखो वोल्कानिक एरप्शन हेले कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड आसबनी कि? मीथेन वेटलैंड रिलीज करूची, पैडी फिल्ड रिलीज करूची, वाटर वेपर अपने आप आसो. सो ऑल आर करेक्ट. ना पोलार vortex, और टिके पूर्व कहूल ना पोलार vortex. 10 question more, 10 more questions. Let's move on. 10 more questions. Polar vortex is what? Associated with, हाँ से कहे associated with. Yes. Try करो, try करो. Polar vortex is a what? Atmospheric low pressure. Simple जदि मु कहि तुमको जदि कहा को डाउट हो कि what exactly the polar what polar vortex. So polar vortex is simple. If I draw the here, let's say here is the pole. Polar vortex is simple. So low pressure in upper atmosphere. As the air moves from here, everything started like move. It's a wheel, and air descends like this, right? Air descends like this. This is polar vortex is a low pressure which is surrounded by jet stream, and under this, right, in the center of the polar vortex there is severe cold air mass. There is what? Severe cold air mass. And that is why if there would be polar vortex जेतरे तमरो strong हे जिवो, if polar vortex would be strong, then that will lead to the what? Ozone hole. Ozone hole अधिक हबो. काहे कि हबो? As this is the low pressure, that will lead to the formation of cloud. Which clouds? Stratospheric cloud. What? Stratospheric clouds. If your polar vortex is going to strong, that will produce what? That is what? Cloud. And that cloud would be reason for the atmospheric ozone hole. And that is why these are correct, but this is not correct. Monsoonal depression is not there. Next, Burgeon's that Findayson's theory explains what? Burgeon Findayson's theory explains precipitation in what? Burgeon अर्थात ये होची Burgeon. Who is Burgeon? Is a meteorologist. Comes from Scandinavian region. Comes from what? Scandinavian region. He is largely known for the precipitations related theories. तो आंसर जदि देखिबा दिस वन इज अ डिफिकल्ट एटा मु पढैनी तम मानकु टू बी ऑनेस्ट मु एटा पढैनी क्लासेस रे बिकॉज़ दिस वन इज ऑप्शनल रे पढा जाए एटा जीएस क्लासेस रे पढा जाए नहीं एटा ऑप्शनल रे पढा जाए सेति मु एटा खास करी यूपीएससी ऑप्शनल पिलांकु पढा जाए एंड दैट इज व्हाई तो बर्जन जदि हम कहबा ये होची कोठी आमे कहबा स्कैंडिनेवियन रीजन रो आसंती से केमिति रेनफॉल जे रेनफॉल टा होचे ना से केमिति हेइथाय तार साइज कोन हेइथाय हाउ रेनफॉल एग्जैक्टली हैपेंस तापर कह दैट मींस एटा कोठी कहबा टेम्परेट लैटिट्यूड ताले जो तुम्हारा नॉर्वे फिनलैंड वगैरह कोठी टेम्परेट सो दिस इज करेक्ट सो दैट मींस वन इज हियर एठो हमको जाना पड़ी होची ताले से तो ट्रॉपिकल मॉनसून कथा कहबनी जदि ये नॉर्वे रु आसुचंती ताले सेही भलिया कथा कहबे से सो दैट मींस टू ताले कोल्ड एठी कोन जबो कोल्ड क्लाउड रहिबो ए रीजन रे तो ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन कथा कहबनी तो 3 गॉट कैंसल एंड 3 गॉट कैंसल एंड मॉनसून गॉट कैंसल सो आंसर विल बी देयर टिके दिमाग लगाइले मिल जबो नेक्स्ट साइबेरियन हाई इन्फ्लुएंस व्हाट Siberian high influence says what? The Indian monsoon, cold waves in North India, monsoon onset in East Asia, westerly disturbance in Mediterranean Sea. चलो देखो इटा 22 8 more questions are there. Sorry. देख इंडियन नॉर्थ ईस्ट मानसून तुम जान समस्ते नॉर्थ ईस्ट ऑफ मानसून कौन पे ही बिकॉज ऑफ साइबेरियन रीजन हाई प्रेशर बिकॉज ऑफ द व्हाट हाई प्रेशर सो दैट वन इज करेक्ट कैन आमर नॉर्थ ईस्ट मानसून टा केमती आस्था एमती नॉर्थ ईस्ट मानसून सो दैट्स वन दिस वन इज करेक्ट नॉर्थ इंडिया रे कोल्ड वेव्स साइबेरिया रे जेते टेम्परेचर कमिबो आमर कोल्ड वेव्स सेते हबो ताले नॉर्थ ईस्ट मानसून एठी देखो ए रीजन रे एटा जो आमर ईस्ट एशिया अछि एठी एयर टाइम ती आसुची द एयर इज कमिंग लाइक दिस सो चाइना जापान ए रीजन रे हम कहि परिबा jet streams. चलो बस असला ना अभी नेक्स्ट jet stream, strongest wind speeds in winter, shift with apparent movement of the sun, role in development of the temperate cyclones, permanent position without seasonal shift ना permanent position दुनिया रे कहाँ रहता नहीं यार कौन हबो हाँ से कोची permanent position this is move according to the shift ताले यदि ये statement को हमें देखिबा this statement and this statement यदि ये correct होची ताले ये तो automatically wrong हबो ना if this one is correct this one is wrong हे जुओ permanent नुह it will shift on the basis of what season जेतले हमर seasonal आसीबो apparent movement of the sun होची so that will also shift ये कोन करिवो shift करिवो so that is not permanent then Walker circulation now comes to Walker circulation और चारटा पांचटा क्वेश्चन अछि सार दिया 5 questions more 10 minutes I will take 10 minutes 10 minutes more Walker circulation rise over western Pacific Walker circulation से कोई involves rising air over western Pacific sinking eastern Pacific trade winds blowing eastward westward westerlies blowing eastward important अच्छी देख देख important बहुत बढ़िया concept clarity रहले आराम से करि परिबो it's a easy one it's a easy one मु ड्रॉ करी देखे देबी यदि आपको कहिबो I will draw it तो वाकर सर्कुलेशन कौन वाकर सर्कुलेशन इज एटमॉस्फेरिक सर्कुलेशन ताले वाकर सर्कुलेशन कौन एटमॉस्फेरिक सर्कुलेशन ताले देखो वाकर सर्कुलेशन रो दीटा थाए गोटे पॉजिटिव गोटे नेगेटिव दैट मींस स्ट्रांग एंड तो एठी हम कहबा राइजिंग एयर तो दैट मींस दिस इज लालिना फेज एटा तमरो कोन लालिना फेज ए जो मु ड्रॉ करिछि लालिना फेज इज एसोसिएटेड विथ वाकर सर्कुलेशन पॉजिटिव फेज एंड एलिनो होची नेगेटिव फेज बस एतिक मन रखिबो and that one is this one is correct then trade wind ta amaro dekho trade wind kemti ase trade wind flows like this है ना तब से कुछ वेस्टर्लीज ईस्टवर्ड तो ए जगह रे वेस्टर्ली सहित किछि कनेक्शन नाही दिस एरिया डज नॉट हैव एनी वेस्टर्ली कनेक्शन एठी वेस्टर्ली सहित किछि कनेक्शन नाही देयर इज नो वेस्टर्ली हां जदी एठी लिखा हितंता इक्वेटोरियल वेस्टर्ली जदी एठी लिखा हितंता इक्वेटोरियल वेस्टर्ली then I would have a different thought ताले मु भाभी थांती कि yes as that is not mentioned so we will say 1 2 3 is the correct causes of global cooling. Easy answer. देखा एटा इजी क्वेश्चन अछि, इजीली कर परबो समस्ते, ट्राई इट. ट्वेंटी फाइव हो गला. डिफरेस्टेशन कहीं हम, डिफरेस्टेशन हेले तो टेम्परेचर बढ़ो ना, कूलिंग कहीं हम. तो तीन टाक कैंसल कर, तीन कैंसल कर, ए इज द करेक्ट आंसर. यस, समस्ते ए देइछ, ए इज द करेक्ट आंसर. यस, कारण जिते वोल्केनिक एरप्शन कहे दैट विल फॉर्म क्लाउड, तो क्लाउड जदि हम एल्बेडो बढ़ो दैट मीन्स कूलिंग हम. If there would be more aerosol, more cloud formation, because aerosols are what, having affinity, or the aerosols is required for the formation of the clouds. Deforestation is opposite, and that is why. Now comes to 26. The height of tropopause varies due to what? ये question मु क्लास रे बिल्कुल डिस्कस करी छी. एटा बढ़िया क्वेश्चन टा. हाइट ऑफ ट्रोपोपोज, कारण ट्रोपोपोज रो हाइट इक्वेटर ऊपर केते. यदि ट्रोपोपोज रो हाइट कथा मु कहिबी, the height of tropopause, if you say the height of tropopause over equator, it is 18 kilometer. It is what, 16 to 18 kilometer, but here 6 to 8 kilometer in pole. ध्यान से देखो, height of tropopause pole रे होची 6 to 8 kilometer, किंतु equator होची केते 16 to 18 km किलोमीटर. ताले एमती काहे की भ्यारी करूची. चलो देखो 26 A, my lifestyle A, Sasmita, Subhokant, everybody is going for A. वाह, बहुत बढ़िया, great. वाह, only conceptual clarity people can do this. बहुत बढ़िया, great. Good job, Sumitra, Shikha, Satru, Subhokant, my lifestyle, Sasmita. Yes. तो एटा जे दिखाबे ओजोन सहित आर किछि नवा दवा नाही, because of this one and this one, differential heating, because of what, differential heating. Kana convection एटी कोन हेते, that will equator will have more convectional current, radiation जदि था तो हेटे पे हबो. And 27. ट्राई करो, ये क्वेश्चन टिक आउट ऑफ बॉक्स क्वेश्चन. देखो Milankovitch cycles कौन सेटा होची cycle that means the rotation of earth and its impact on the earth atmosphere तार meaning होची कौन rotation of earth what rotation of earth over the past आमे कहबा and its impacts on climate. Sunspot is not there, so that will be there, this will be there. Sunspot does not have any relation with the rotation. So Milankovitch cycle is what? Milankovitch cycle is simple, as I said, okay, this is the rotation of earth and its impact on its climate. So that is what 1, 2, 3 is correct. Indian Ocean dipole. Yes, that would be जदि आमे देखिबा that is precessions, oblique and eccentricity of the earth orbit. Indian Ocean dipole. Influences. Sally also saying A, Sumitra A. And the last two questions after this. Yes. So that means the Indian Ocean dipole positive and negative phase hochi. Indian Ocean dipole positive means what? Western Indian Ocean will have warm water. Negative phase अर्थात Western Indian Ocean will have cool water. बस simple. Indian Ocean dipoles mean what? आमे देखिथिले जो पढ़िथिबो समस्ते तमने मध्य कि Indian Ocean dipole जेतले आमे कहचे when we say Indian Ocean dipoles, this is your Africa coast, this side is Java, Sumatra, and here is your Australia. If this region is having warm water, this is positive phase. If this region is having cool water, then that is negative phase. That means ei jagata Western Pacific sorry Indian Ocean को धर दियो. जदि एठी warm water अछि तल positive phase, जदि एठी cool water अछि तल negative phase. तल that will influence the monsoon, then it is correct. ताले जदि El Nino चलीची the Indian Ocean dipole रो positive phase चलची, that means it will also correct. It will also correct. Jet stream केमती हबो? How jet stream positions over India को ये केमती influence करिवो? Jet stream को influence करि परिवो नहीं. So that would not able to influence the jet stream. बाकी rest of the correct. El Nino जदि चलची तमरो ताले El Nino रो impact को से कमी दबो, moderate कर दबो, upwelling हबो because of upwelling why? Kenya coast जोटे सॉरी हमर सोमालिया coast. सोमालिया coast रे कोन हबो? एटा upwelling लिखा हिचे ना Africa coast because of the strong wind, offshore wind. Yes, out the Indian Ocean dipole positive phase chalchi, then Arabian Ocean, Arabian Sea, not ocean, will have more tropical cyclone and the Bay of Bengal will have less. 29. Causes of desertification. Causes of desertification, and this one is an easy one. Causes of desertification. ये सब हो परिबो आ कोन causes of desertification overgrazing भी हेला climate change होबो ground water depletion everything all 29 will be all last but not the least huh? Climate change forcing factors everything तापरे तमर आंसर रही छी एंड ये सब तमन को मिल जबो ओके जॉइन वेस मेंटर टेलीग्राम चैनल मो सेठी आपन मन को देई देबी वेस मेंटर दीटा अच्छी गोटे अच्छी मोर वेस मेंटर और गोटे अच्छी वेस मेंटर फॉर प्रिलिम वेस मेंटर for prelim no, khali OS mentor. It will be all. So this is also all, and with this I will end the session today. Thank you everyone, and have a good night to all. Good night. Thank you for the cooperation, and